Hello and welcome to the show. We started this week's FailRace episode with Core Bitter on the crew with a rather fast drag car. Here is the thing, as he's racing down one of these roads, cross traffic naturally gets in the way at a junction. The Dodge, well, reverts to the old Dodge stereotypes of this series. Yes, things go very, very bizarrely, as, well, the Dodge pretty much stops perfectly stationary from the crash, and then the world kind of all bends. And the even more bizarre thing is where the car has ended up. You see, the Viper is now all the way in New Orleans. It was being raced through New York a second ago. Whatever went on in that crash broke physics so much that the car was teleported a fair distance across the map. It's a very, very peculiar one. Certainly a big crash. Evil Sigvard on a GTA 5 is driving around with a passenger in the back of his truck. They get shot by a bystander, and their, well, dead body proceeds to haunt said truck. That's a serious flight. We've seen bodies do slightly peculiar things with vehicles in the past, but never to quite that extent. The truck went through about 3 or 4 rolls. Amazingly, the other person survived being thrown about, but there we go. Stinty Boy 500 on Forza 7 is about to start a multiplayer race. Now, spoiler alert, he's going to start on pole. Take a guess, audience, as to what might befall his Aston Martin. Take a guess, what might happen at the start of the race. I hope you finished your guess. I am having a sneaky suspicion you probably didn't guess that. I'm going to guess that, no one quite expects a random Volvo to appear out of nowhere. I've never seen that one before. It's just a phantom ghost Volvo as well. It's very, very peculiar. Fabinator 6 on Forza Horizon 3 is racing the Warthogs at the best of the off-road ice racing circuit. Now, this track notorious for causing a little bit of mayhem. However, the Warthog's okay to deal with the jumps. The landing of the jumps, however, well, that's when things go a little bit peculiar. We've got a pass-the-parcel situation going on with the Warthog, as the AI passes it to the player before it eventually slides off the top. That's a damn good carry. McToasty13 on Dirt 4 with a Peugeot, managing to get lost in powers between 2 trees. We're used to seeing cars rolling over on dirt, let's face it. It does happen quite regularly, but a car managing to get completely wedged and then kind of vibrating, shall we say, between a couple of trees, well done. Well done to the poor Peugeot. Mini on Gran Turismo Sport is going to make up for the rolls, though. Loses the back end of his car at the short layout at Willow Springs, and it is 6 rolls for the Subaru before it gets reset. On to a Need for Speed Underground 2 next, with the AI doing strange things. Watch them up ahead as everybody turns right into a left-hander. 2 of them getting stuck on the wall and going for a little bit of a flight. Don't ask, I have no idea what they saw over there either. Maybe it was some new neons. King of Rally 13 on Ghost Recon Wildlands is doing some off-roading in a tractor. The tractor is fairly good, actually, at climbing up the hill, and again up another bump. It's actually not doing too badly. However, down the hills is a little bit more problematic when it's a sudden drop and then you land, well, face first. Just buried it. Pretty much. I mean, it's one way to make an entrance, that much is for sure, but yeah, you're not going to be getting that far. Xerox on PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds off-roading in the buggy. Now we've seen flips and twists from vehicles in the past on here, and sure enough, too much speed over a mound of doom, and well, there's a lot of sky floor, followed by eventually landing on the wheels. Actually quite impressive from the external view, though. It's a roll followed by, well, 3 or 4 cartwheels. Actually bounces his way over a parked vehicle and a bus stop. Not bad going at all. No, not bad going at all, and to land perfectly on the wheels. On to Wreckfest next story with a last lap dash, trying to get a podium as the player car leaves the shortcut. They manage to just beat the AI Rover across the line, and the Rover celebrates by putting the Volvo for a number of rolls, and then they've been crashed in some more by some other cars. On to Just Cause 3 with Mr. Lane, who is trying to load up a cargo plane. First of all, I'm not quite sure that's how ramps work. I'm going to be honest, I'm not quite sure That's how ramps work. But either way, he has got the military vehicle and a container into the back of the cargo plane. Naturally, wants to go and take off. Gets into the cockpit, the cargo doors close, it goes to take off. Now, the objects inside the plane are less than happy. You see the sparks going on in there for a little while, although it does eventually calm down. However, it's calmed down because everything's gone. The cargo plane ate them. The cargo plane was hungry and ate all of its cargo. Not so good for transportation. Laros on Assassin's Creed Black Flag with, well, a very early submarine. Apparently came out of a cutscene with no boat there, and, well, that's how the boat then reappeared. It's fine. No ill effects from its time underwater. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know they had submarines back in that era, but there we go. And finally, Enderwolf on Spin Tire's Mudrunner is trying to get his friend out of, well, some trouble. It's easily done in Mudrunner to get your vehicles well and truly stuck and have to require a winch. So, yeah, he's trying to rescue the little vehicle. However, physics has other ideas as he kind of winches himself, or kind of heads himself back, gets ready to pull the other truck out. Soon a strange kind of knock-on effect begins. Strange momentum is built up between the two Jeeps until the game has a real big fit and just launches stuff around. At the end, the player's Jeep is now stuck on a tree doing unspeakable things. We probably shouldn't have it on a family show. However, there is going to be a peculiar combination there. It eventually pings off and lands on another tree. Who knows what happened to the other vehicle? Might have gone to another dimension. Either way, apparently the tow ropes are dangerous. Tow ropes are quite dangerous. That, though, is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via our forums. There'll be a link in the description. At the very top of the page is the FailRace clip submission section, and there you can find all the rules and how to submit them. However, that's going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.